Hello, I am Mike,
And I'm Will.
and we are here to explain the movieverse to you. At least that's kind of our working title. We're thinking about a couple of other things since right now we're talking on one microphone, which is really just an
I
iPhone.
wouldn't even call it a microphone, but it works and it sounds great.
We're thinking about calling it maybe Will and two mics, or
Will and Mike in the movieverse,
possibly where there's a Will, there's two mics.
or where we may not find mics, there may be no podcast.
So we're kind of a work in progress, but at the same time, we just wanted to start putting this podcast out there. So what we are going to do,
Is we're gonna watch a movie. Go figure.
we figure most of the time when we hang out, we just kind of want an excuse to hang out, and we figured that we watch movies a lot, and this gives us an excuse to just hang out and rewatch some of these movies that we've always loved since, I don't know, since we were kids. Maybe we've just recently found them. Maybe he's never seen one, and it's one of my most beloved ones.
Or vice versa.
Exactly. So, what we're going to do is we're going to chat our way through this, and really, this is just a way for you to come and hang out with us, and hopefully you learn a little something from all of our myriad of movie knowledge.
It's mainly just banter.
A lot of banter, a lot of BS.
Today we're gonna start off with one of Mike and I's favorite movies, Predator. Yes, the Predator with the Governator, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger from 1987, back in Schwarzenegger's heyday. So, what we're going to do as we talk about the movie is I've got it loaded up here and ready to play. So, if you care to sync with it and watch it with us, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, just listen
Shut the hell
in
up and sit there.
Yeah. That's maybe all you can do. So, all right, here we go. So, I'm going to go ahead, and when we start it, it's going to be on the 20th Century Fox logo, and you'll hear the fanfare in 3, 2, 1, and start. All right.
It's amazing how the 20th Century Fox logo has changed over the past years. It's gone from like cartoon to three-dimensional. And it's never changed to 21st century, right?
Yeah, it never did change its 21st century. I remember when we were hitting the year 2000, a lot of people wondered what it was going to do with it, but you're right, it looks like a cartoon in this now.
So maybe it's not, maybe just 20th Century Fox is just the product name at this point. It's not going by what century we're in.
It's vintage now
like,
instead of like being the future.
This is what we're going to be called.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's the only star in that sky right now.
Predator. I guess the star is a predator then, or is the title of the
Herman's in
movie?
this? Oh!
Ooh.
Low blow, Will. Low blow.
No,
Love
what-
Paul Rubens.
One of my favorite things about this movie is how it starts off as looking like a total sci-fi movie, which were like super huge in the 80s. Because once Star Wars came out and Return of the Jedi finished it all off and everything, there was tons and tons of space movies and fantasy movies and things like that were trying to capitalize on this idea of these cool new visual effects heavy action movies.
Definitely.
So when this one starts out with the spaceship coming in and launching a pod, that's like it starts out like this awesome sci-fi movie, but then that's like all you get, and you almost forget that it's a sci-fi movie, until you start getting into it and you start seeing little hints of the Predator and what it's capable of. So this movie like lulls you in very carefully, where you're thinking, oh, I'm watching this cool 80s action movie with Schwarzenegger, but really it's like this awesome sci-fi movie.
It's just like a modern warfare movie, like there's nothing futuristic about it until the Predator comes.
Yeah, it's got all these like classic, cool, almost Vietnam era, weapons from the helicopters and everything like that. That honestly, I mean, it still holds up today, considering all the different weaponry that this commando team packs in there. So,
Agent Coulson could take them.
yeah, Agent Coulson could take just about anybody, except Loki apparently. But
Yeah.
maybe that was on purpose. That's still up in the air, right?
Definitely.
I love all the different people that are in there, like Jesse Ventura
Definitely.
and Carl Weathers is a stud.
Eventually,
Roddy.
all of these people just became government officials.
It almost seemed that way. Like, I remember there was a Saturday Night Live bit where Carl Weathers shows up. He's like, "Hi, you remember me? I'm Carl Weathers. I'm the black guy from Predator. Now,
Black guy and everything.
and I want to be the governor of your state. Schwarzenegger's the governor, Jesse Ventura's the governor, and I want to be a governor too. It doesn't even matter which state. I'll be the governor of Rhode Island if that's what you want."
Rhode Island.
Yeah, so, but he's like, you may think that wasn't Danny Glover the black guy from Predator, but no, he was actually the black guy from Predator 2, and your state deserves better than the black guy from Predator 2.
Who smokes a cigar better, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Wolverine?
Honestly, my money's on Schwarzenegger.
I guess he puts it out on his arm at one point, like in Terminator, right? Like takes it out and just like burns his arm with it.
I think the one guy puts it on his chest in the second one or something like that. Yeah. We'll have to get to that movie. That one's on our list for
Judgment
sure.
Day or the first one?
Judgment Day.
Good. I love that one.
And maybe the first one.
I like the kid in the with the red mullet in Judgment Day because he was in a show that I used to watch on Nickelodeon back in the day. Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah, I was watching that not too long ago, wondering if that was the same kid.
Yeah, it totally is him.
Yeah, Colonel. It's funny. I was supposed to be like this awesome U.S. soldier, but he's clearly, from Eastern Europe somewhere, Central Europe. But I mean, but you just kind of buy it because it's just Schwarzenegger.
I forget how handsome he was.
You don't think
the
he's
fact
handsome
that it
still?
looked like a porcupine died on his face. I mean, he does not look good with stubble.
Hey, I've got a porcupine dead on my face right now.
He's lighter. He's a lot lighter.
No, that's true. But he always had that like awesome, high top military haircut in all these early movies.
I can't believe he made the Hulk cry.
Lou
just a
Ferrigno.
Yeah, that's just a messed up story.
How could you? There's so Carl Weathers, I heard they hired to be in this movie to help Arnold be a better actor.
Oh, really?
Oh wait, this line right here where he says this. CIA got you pushing too many pencils. At work, my job, I lift a lot of heavy stuff and drive a lot of big trucks. And one of my best friends I've grown up with, we love this movie too. And he ended up getting a desk job in it, so I was always making fun of him like that. Clint, CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
Why were they having like an air arm wrestle battle? I was just waiting for Stallone to come in, slam both their hands down, and be like, "I'm over the top, baby!"
It was the 80s. It was all just euphemisms for being gay that they couldn't outright say at the time. I have no idea. No, I'm sure that's not it, but I love Carl Weathers' 80s mustache.
Definitely.
Did anybody here have a dad with a mustache?
No, my dad had like the big grizzly beard. We've got Sean in the house, by the way.
Yeah, Sean's here, roommate Sean. We might be having roommates pop in and out from time to time.
I'll be background noise.
All he's gonna do is do like the white noise thing from a TV and just go the entire time.
In fact, if we're not careful, the rest of the podcast might just end up being that. If we get too sucked into this movie.
We're
try to
watching
keep
the
you guys
right
going
movie.
if you guys
If you
start to
hear
be
the
quiet.
white noise stop, it means that we're being killed by the girl from the ring.
Sean is also here, yeah, to throw in background noise. If we stop talking, he'll just throw out a random sentence or reference to something else.
I like watermelon and potassium.
So, like, the plot of this movie, at first, is Schwarzenegger leads this commando team that's a rescue group. And, they're specifically around to go in and get prisoners of war out, or, if another group of U.S. soldiers goes in and they can't quite, hack it and complete their mission, then these guys are called in as backup to, make sure they get the job done because they're the best of the best and blah, blah, blah. So.
Fun fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger never got into the chopper because he's afraid of flying. No, I don't know that.
I don't know there's much Schwarzenegger's afraid of, really, in this world.
Well,
Except
that's the biggest
fidelity, apparently. Oh, that's a low blow. He's gonna punch my skull in if we ever meet for that one.
I don't know, at this point, he's more of the Flabinator than the Governator.
So does anybody know what's up with this guy's jokes? Because he has nothing but, like, jokes about girls with huge pussies. I'm dead serious.
Maybe that's the only thing that's ever on his mind.
Well, the last time I watched this was this last Halloween with my girlfriend, and as soon as I started doing these big pussy jokes, she's looking at me like, what kind of movie is this? Well, I forgot about these jokes, all right? I don't get it. But I remember he says in the making of stuff that I think that he just wrote him in there to give his character something memorable. Because otherwise, he's just the glasses guy.
Well, this is rated R, I mean...
Yeah,
You guys shouldn't have been watching this garbage in the first place. It'll pollute your mind.
It is restricted. Fortunately, I'm about twice the age of the age requirement now for watching a rated R movie.
Oh. We should make
Mine's as
drinking
big as
game
a
out of this.
house. Well, I love how the Indian guy doesn't even like. He has to explain it to him. The Indian guy doesn't even crack a smile.
Because the house.
The Indian guy was, he's actually pretty badass. Like he, but apparently he's pretty violent and has quite a temper in real life. So they wouldn't let him on the set. Like the insurance company made them hire a bodyguard, not so much to protect him from other people, but to protect other people from him, because he's, you know, a bit hot-headed apparently. There's a what's that guy's name? He's in a bunch of stuff like X-Men 3 and everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Except he plays Trask in X-Men 3, right? But then in Days of Future Past, which came out this year, Trask is played by
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, who's a short white man, as opposed to this guy who's a huge black man. So I guess at some point between the 70s and, you know, the early 21st
Was he the one that
century,
played Boulevard Trask?
you played Trask in X-Men 3. Yeah.
Got Mystique shape-shifting ability.
I guess that's what happened. He learned Mystique shape-shifting ability and became a black government official. Jesse Ventura actually is kind of badass in
He's
this.
got like the most prominent butt chin I've ever seen. His butt chin has a butt.
Is that why he's always talking shit?
Ah.
Waka waka waka. Yeah, so
Man, here comes the drop zone.
I dare anybody to watch this movie and not get that song stuck in their head. I'm having some fun tonight. Wow. So yeah, I mean, at this point, you forget that there's even an alien involved in this movie at all. You're just thinking, oh, cool, a big, you know, jungle rescue thing. This, I think the first I ever heard of this movie was my older brother and sister when we were kids. They were playing the old NES game Contra.
Oh, yeah,
And you're just running through the
definitely.
jungle and shooting and stuff like that. And I guess they'd just seen this movie, so they say, hey, this is like that movie Predator. And I'm like, what's Predator? And they're like, oh, we'll have to get it sometime. So I went off
Let's
to...
get it now.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. You know, I was like 8 years old or something like that when this came out. I was 7, 8 years old. So I went off to a friend's house that weekend for like a big sleepover. It was his birthday party and stuff. When I come back, my family had rented Predator, and they're like, Michael, sit and watch this. Now, the messed up thing about that is...
How young you were?
Yeah,
watching
like,
an
why are they making me
R-rated
watch
movie?
this R-rated movie?
Mom went to Pussy House.
Yeah, my mom was right there watching this. I didn't...
At
She
the
was
place where cats go to die.
the Pussy House.
It's funny, we're watching this movie with all these like huge muscle bound dudes, and we're talking about pussy and everything like that. And we've got the cat over here, Fabio, just chilling, not really attempting to murder anybody, and he's probably the biggest badass of them all. Fabio, the leader of the Bright and Shinies.
He is a hairy little baby.
Bright and shiny.
So yeah, now the movie gets, you start getting this eerie jungle music. I don't know what it is about the drums in this movie that tries to, it does a good job of setting up the mood, I guess. But.
This is where they set off all the controlled explosions, kind of like in Tropic Thunder. Only
Yeah.
Carl Weathers is not Robert Downey Jr. I know they look the same because of the blackface, but they're not the same.
Can you imagine how great this movie would have been though if Robert Downey Jr. was here playing Carl Weathers' part?
I don't know. I would watch it if Robert Downey Jr. played every single part of this.
Ain't nothing but a thing. How come they haven't made that movie yet? I guess maybe it's too much what Eddie Murphy was doing the last few years of his career.
Definitely. I
Nope.
heard they were making like a new, like a sequel to Coming to America or something. I don't remember. Oh, maybe they were talking about the Black Panther movie, and they were talking
Oh.
about how they should have like Stanley sitting in one of the chairs, and then like have Eddie Murphy play the white guy, Jewish guy that he plays in Coming to America, sitting right next to him. That could be their cameos in like the Black Panther movie.
I hope that's true. That's one of those rumors that you read and you're like, that's almost too good to be true. I've heard, speaking of Schwarzenegger and Eddie Murphy, I heard Schwarzenegger in an interview where I guess they're making a sequel to the movie Twins
Oh,
with
no
him and
way.
Danny DeVito. Yeah, and they're making it, it's called Triplets. and they find out that they weren't just twins; they were actually triplets. And the third brother of theirs is Eddie Murphy.
Man, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be coming out like
That's funny.
I don't know whenever he gets around to it. Who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, it'll stay in development hell.
Just stays in limbo
Yeah.
with Ilyana Rasputin.
Yeah.
She'll keep it contained in in limbo.
Points for nerd reference. X-Men comics right there. Now look how like heavily armed these guys are. Like when I was, maybe it was because of this movie and Commando and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, my friends and I, we'd grab sticks or fake laser tag guns or whatever. We just run around pretending that we were doing stuff like this because
Oh, definitely.
at the time this was like the coolest thing you could do. These were all manly men.
But I don't know. The first time I watched this is the coolest thing I could really do is masturbate because I just learned how to do that when I watched this movie for the first time.
And it was to the predator's mouth. And he's
It's
like,
like,
I want that thing to give me a blowjob.
What is it called?
That.
A Tescalarian?
What was
He
that?
who has sex with a Tescalarian. Man, it was that one time.
One time, man. Oh, well, so much for keeping the podcast clean. We're going to try, folks.
It wasn't even my fault.
This probably isn't.
We started off with the pussy jokes.
Hey, well, they were in the movie. I mean, okay, so maybe that should be our mandate then, is that whatever the rating of the movie is, we're allowed to be like that dirty or that cussy. But like if we're watching a PG movie or we're ever reviewing like Cinderella or something.
Tell with that, I'm gonna come out with Frozen and I'm just gonna make a mockery of Olaf's nose. No wonder Elsa built a snowman.
And that reindeer that's always trying to suck on the nose and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything suggestive there, maybe?
They're training their wild things to do wild things.
Speaking of which, why is the Indian guy sucking on a vine right now?
Come on, haven't you ever seen Naked and Afraid?
Yeah,
That's how they warm their mouth up.
well, that's like the worst excuse for porn on the Discovery
Oh,
Channel.
dude, that's white. That's not even water. Like, that's all up in his hair now.
Again, it's all subliminal, folks. What does that South Park say about subtext? Blowjob.
Oh, ectoplasm everywhere! It come all over the place. There's a ghost.
We shall call it Lady in White. No, okay, so this is like the first moment where this movie kind of becomes sort of a horror movie too. So you've got big action movie, it's kind of one part horror movie, and then you got that huge sci-fi element that starts coming into play, in another 20 minutes or so.
Not only that, but it's a great movie for stereotypes. Like anything in the 80s.
I am an Indian, therefore I am a good tracker.
If you haven't seen this, we're looking at skinned bodies right now.
Skinned bodies. Full on. I think
It's kind of cool.
a lot of my memories of this are watching it like edited on television because I don't remember it being that graphic. Either that or my brain just suppresses a lot of those memories.
Did Arnold Schwarzenegger get like the gap in his freaking teeth fixed later
No,
on
he
in
never
life?
did. There's someone with a gap in my front teeth. I say that it makes him look handsomer.
When did the Red Skull transfer over to this movie? Because I don't remember him being in this.
Ew, entrails. That's fun.
Let me
but yeah.
see your insides.
So yeah, again, if like maybe you walked into the theater late, by this point you're just thinking, oh man, this guerrilla force down in the South American jungle is really horrible. They're skinning people. But, those viewers who remember the spaceship at the beginning are going to be like, oh, but the alien did that.
So do you think they felt bad about just having the bodies laying there, so they decided to just make a fire and have a feast? Like, I mean, at this point, you're in the jungle, you eat whatever you can. You don't know how long your mission's gonna be.
Yeah, they
You
don't.
got 6 perfectly fine skinned bodies that are just.
They don't want to
prime for the
waste it,
meat.
right? Isn't that like part of the law of the jungle? You don't want to waste
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
like that.
Come on.
Which takes on a really creepy note, considering Schwarzenegger just said, "I knew this man."
His wife would be happy to know she's in my belly.
I am now going to eat his heart and gain his courage.
He will be buried at sea.
And by sea, he means toilet, folks.
Unless you're homeless, then it's just the streets.
Could be
I've
a
had to
gutter.
clean that up quite a bit. But I have not seen any human fingers yet, so that's a good sign.
Boy, you're lucky. If this was Philadelphia, you'd probably be seeing nothing but human fingers. Different body parts. And a lot more homeless guy balls than the ones you saw
Where
today.
did that freaking toe come from? I don't even remember leaving that there.
Yeah, you make it sound like you're worried, like there's a huge leprosy outbreak or something. Yeah, so the Indian guy's the tracker, so that's sort of stereotypical of this movie.
Oh, definitely. At least he doesn't talk like the stereotypical. I find by putting ear to ground.
the
I
wind
become
and the ghost tell me that. I love that Gatling gun he's got.
Oh, Jesse Ventura, of course, would have that and a big old chaw on his lip.
He calls it Old Painless. I assume that it's because you don't feel a thing when it kills you. Oh, okay, so now we get this heat vision thing. Now, when I was a kid,
We'll call it P vision because it's predator and P's usually warm and he can see warm.
I don't
It's
know if we should do
P-vision.
that.
We could call it PV.
Well, so
We could call it HPV.
HPV.
It burns when it's on screen.
So the first time I ever saw this, like as a kid, I didn't know anything about heat vision or thermal goggles or whatever. So I'm like, what the crap is that? As I realized what it is that it's seeing, and like, oh man, he could track them anywhere, because it doesn't matter what kind of camouflage they're wearing, he can see them because he can see their bodies or whatever. Like I kind of finally figured out that it was heat. So I don't know, maybe my older brother told me or something, but like, I'd never seen anything like that before. So this is like the coolest, most creative thing, and I just realized, like, man, how cool is that? But why can't they see him? Like
Yeah,
I
at
love
this
how
point
this
you're
movie
like,
subtly leads you into all these clues, this feeling about it, And it's a really cool effect. Like, it's still effective, I think, to this day with all of our CGI and everything.
Oh, definitely. Carl Weathers can't walk.
Oh, here's another line that we say to each other all the time. Me and my buddy that used to watch this a lot. Right here, if you can hear it. Lead you, real quiet. Leave you here. Oh, Carl Weathers, maybe you should have kept your desk job.
Han shot first. Don't you know this?
Is it just me, or does anybody else want to see Carl Weathers just in a pair of boxing shorts with boxing gloves on, and he's just gonna beat the Predator down,
Right?
Rocky
What is it,
style?
Victor Creed.
Yeah. Bust on a bust on a bust.
I may be wrong. Wasn't Victor Creed like
You're thinking
Wolverine's brother?
you're thinking of Apollo
Sabretooth?
Creed.
Yeah, Apollo Creed. There we go.
Me and Sean there work with a guy named Apollo who apparently he wasn't necessarily named after Apollo Creed, but he does admit that his dad was a huge fan of Rocky. Yeah, did you know that?
I just make fun of him whenever it's hot outside.
I think it's really cool. I guess it's better than naming your kid like Anakin or Luke or something.
Right.
I don't know. At least it's like a Greek god.
Friend Zach
speaking of
still
Greek
persuading
gods.
his wife to name their kid Kakashi when he's born.
Kakashi? Oh, I should know what that's from.
Other anime nerd, don't worry.
No, what is it from?
Naruto?
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Naruto. You kids in your Naruto. Back in my day, it was Robotech and the Dragon Ball Z.
And Gundam.
Yeah, some Gundam. Ooh, headshot. Yeah, Gundam was always that show that like, I knew it had awesome giant robots, and I knew there was cool toys and models for it, but like, it never came to America for the
Yeah.
longest time.
Dude, that dude sucks. You had to get up close to have a headshot. I play Call of Duty and I get him like left and right from clear across the map.
Yeah, but they're not handcuffed for you in Call of Duty.
Yeah. If they were handcuffed, you would be able to just walk right up to them, and you do it just to watch the look in their eyes as their life fades away from their body.
They left their bodies a long time ago.
Well, see, this is pretty cool. So as far as movie plots go, this is a really nice plot device to have to rescue these hostages or whatever, because now you get to see how cool this team really is and how they work together and the cool equipment that they have and everything like that. So it
And then
sets up
they
how
get
awesome
eaten
they
one by
are.
one.
Yeah, it sets up how awesome they are, so you know just how much cooler the Predator is. Look at that, he like stops right
where's
before he
this
sees the
supposed to be
tripwire.
exactly? Where's it set in?
Like Colombia?
I thought this was South America-ish.
Okay,
Columbia
that makes
is
a
in
little
South
more sense.
America.
Well, I said ish, not...
I'm like,
It
why
doesn't
do
get
these
much
guys
more
look like
South
Spaniards
America-ish
or
than Colombia.
Hispanic? Like, I thought
Well,
we were
let's
in the
talk to
Amazon.
Sorry,
Guerrilla warfare.
Oh, Oscar, yeah.
Okay.
We work with a guy from Colombia. He's who taught us what a Colombian necktie is. Look it up, kids. No, but see, like, they just start taking out these guys, all slow and quiet at first.
This dude makes a pussy joke again.
Probably.
Carl Weathers looks through binoculars, you know.
Like you do. No, but I love some of the cool things that they do to just take these guys out. Like he just calls them like a bird, and then stabs him in the face! Yeah, as a kid, you're just thinking how cool this is. Like, all of us who ever played with Little Green Army Men, this is what we had them doing. This is what I had them doing.
Mm-hmm. I always played Power Rangers on the trampoline. That was my main thing. Until I kicked one of my friends, which happened like every time. And then they would cry, and then their mom would send me home.
Man, sounds like you...
just wanted to play Power Rangers with my friends. No.
On the trampoline.
Speaking of Power Rangers, the pink Power Ranger from the original series, you know, Kimberly,
Yeah.
she still wears her costume around, and she like goes out and sings her own songs and performs her own songs for like audiences of children with like leukemia and fatal diseases and everything.
That's like super cool. And
Like, it looks like she maybe aged 6 years, you know, into maybe like her mid to late 20s and never aged again.
lucky.
Yeah, she looks almost exactly the same.
Maybe that's what doing gymnastics and stuff will do. Everybody, parents, sign your kids up for gymnastics. And they'll always be great looking.
Teach them that too.
Yeah. Alright, so
Here's where
what's fun
stuff
about
gets
action movies in the 80s was guys, like, before explosions were set off, they were always jumping, like, right before the explosion happened.
Let's talk about how this whole gunfight started, like how they roll the freaking Jeep into their camp. Like nobody even cares, and they just blow it up.
Well, they cared. I mean, they saw it, but the fact that they had a Jeep that was just sitting there. Well, I guess it was their generator, right? That was like pulling water from a well, I think.
Oh, that's
If you're watching
right.
carefully, yeah. Because it's on that conveyor belt. I love this one. Oh my goodness, that gun is so cool.
It was kind of excessive, don't you think? For two people, like,
What? An 80s action movie excessive with bullets and deaths?
if you're not putting 80 bullets in a person at one time, then it's not sufficient.
Well, yeah, this came out in the era of Rambo, which I think First Blood had like the highest body count until maybe RoboCop. Also from the 80s. Oh, we should watch RoboCop.
The new one or the old one?
Both, but probably the old one. RoboCop 1 and 2. They're the only RoboCops that I believe exist.
Definitely.
The rest are dead to me and never should have been. Man, there was like a huge industry for stuntmen in the 80s for just being set on fire. Huh?
Oh, I'm sure. It's
always
like
good.
Hydra trying to recruit people. There's always need for killing people.
Yeah.
So like, it's like, come on down. We have a position for you. No health insurance, though.
Yeah. Oh, I bet insurance is expensive for a stuntman. We should look it up. See, so Arnold, one problem that he has in here is he's just like shooting from the hip with an M16.
Yeah. And he's hitting him spot on.
But the thing is, he's had military training, like in real life. Like he was in the freaking Austrian army, so you'd think he would know how to actually fire one of those guns and aim. But I guess that's what makes him cooler is he doesn't have to aim.
Yeah. Nobody aims. Oh my gosh, I thought that was Egon for a second.
Like,
He's
then
like
I think that
holding
would be
his
very
proton
bad.
pack and everything.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
It's amazing the impression of Egon is so close to Kermit the Frog.
Okay, the Indian guy was shooting at those people. Oh, sorry, Native American. I guess I gotta be politically correct, right?
Yeah, would you? Come on, this is the internet.
He's
You
sitting
can't just
there
call people names.
shooting this dude, and he goes to turn away, and the dude's still being shot out in the open, just like. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's delayed bullets. Will they have? Oh, I love this. Listen, stick around.
Speak it off.
After he like throws a giant dagger into a
a
guy.
giant plastic knife that's like gray instead of silver.
No, it's just made of a special metal. Here we go. Knock knock.
Dude was totally taking a poo. Why do you?
Oh, the guy that he just shot out the window. He's in like tons of these old Schwarzenegger movies, like
Is he
Running
always
Man
taking a
and
poo?
stuff. Well, yeah, actually. No, No, like he's in Running Man. He's a big security guard for the whole TV show thing, and he used to be in an old show I watched called Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
Captain Power.
Yeah, and he played this guy named Tank, and Tank had the coolest armor in it because he's pretty much just a big walking tank. Have you ever seen that show?
I haven't. I've
Oh.
seen Captain Planet. And
No.
the kids from the Magic School Bus that combine powers to make him, but
It's definitely way cooler than that show.
Watch the Ronin
what's
Warriors.
cooler than a green
Ronin
bullet?
Warriors was really cool, but actually, you know how their armor would come on them in Ronin Warriors? Captain Power was a lot like that, but it was live action. And it starred the guy that Schwarzenegger just shot out the window.
I'm really glad this is still recording. I haven't even checked on it.
Again, this is sort of our maiden voyage, folks.
Bad news. We only got 5 minutes in.
We got 5 minutes, and the rest of the time we've been blabbing.
Start over, guys. It didn't record. That would have been really depressing. I love what he says, I ain't got time to bleed. I think that was the first time they ever said that in any of these 80s movies.
Exactly.
I mean, now it's like an internet trope or something, isn't it? Like,
Exactly.
or just an action trope.
It's an action trope.
Yeah. I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck? And he shoots a bunch of grenades. Seriously, the 80s action movies were the best. Nobody did it like these guys.
No one did it like the 80s.
For reals. So, Schwarzenegger's finally onto this guy that there never was any hostages. You set us up. How could you do this?
But was it him that set them up?
Actually, yeah, it was. According to the plot of the
All
movie.
along.
He was just mind controlled by the Predator. I've seen that shit.
After getting viciously anal probed, you know, because he's an alien, that's what they do, right?
It's not aliens. Aliens are black.
No, the Predator. What?
Troy Polamalu's the Predator. Come on, from the Steelers. Everybody knows that.
No, he's not.
It
was,
a
there's a guy named-
Beast.
There's a guy named Kevin something. He was on Misfits of Science.
Kevin Sorbo.
Not Kevin Sorbo. Although it should have been. Wouldn't that have been cool?
He just takes off his mask.
It all makes sense now.
Hercules.
Predator is Hercules.
I was telling my buddy Lee the other day, I'm like, hey, since they're doing, Infinity Wars and everything like that, they've got to have Guy in the Cocoon, Adam Warlock. I'm like, guess who they're getting to play Adam Warlock? He's like, there's talk about Adam Warlock? I'm like, yeah, they're going to get Matthew McConaughey to play Adam Warlock.
What?
It's a bull-faced lie. I was just joking. Can you imagine? I'm
They'd
just
be
kidding.
better if they got Kevin
I'm here with the
Sorbo.
Infinity Gems, we're going to get this back for that big Thanos, man.
Now I just gotta go get my buddy Cameron and take his dad's car and take these babies back to Earth and conquer it.
The best thing about this is everybody else keeps dying and I stay the same age.
I don't know. He looks like he's aged a lot in a bunch of years, but that's probably what being married to Sarah Jessica Parker will do to you.
Yeah, I mean, if I was married to a horse-faced woman.
Oh, it's I used to
No,
think.
Sarah Jessica Parker's badass. Mainly in Glee. Love her in Glee.
Is she in Glee?
Yeah,
I've never
she
seen
plays
Glee.
a small part in Glee and she does a little bit of singing.
Will's a Glee nerd.
We prefer the term gleeks.
Glee-
Yeah?
oh my
We're
gosh.
gleeks.
I never. That's almost.
And it's not the spitty thing that you do that was disgusting in high school. You
that's,
know?
that's almost as bad as bronies.
Hey, don't you
Although,
say
if you're a brony, please continue listening to our podcast and
that. You're
subscribing.
allowed to be interested in whatever you want to.
Yeah, that's right.
interested in.
We're not here to judge. We're just here to poke fun.
We're not like Black Cat Comics in Salt Lake City, Utah, that are big assholes. We're
Yeah,
actually
sure.
nice.
For real. Isn't that why Dr. Volts always goes by the nice comic book store?
Yeah, and like everybody I've talked to, it's like Black Cat Comics is so rude. Like I walked in just like telling them I wanted to get started in comic books, that Avengers and stuff really opened my eyes to wanting to read comic books, and they just like shun them and just like make them feel like shit for not being,
Wait, are you
versed
are
in
you,
comic books.
are you thinking of Black Cat or Night Flight? Because
Black Cat.
I know Night Flight does that. Does Black Cat do that too?
Black Cat's pretty bad at it.
Boys and girls, Dr. Volt's Comics Connection. That is the best comic book store you can ever go to if you happen to be around the Salt Lake area.
Dr. Volts, that's a free plug.
Yeah, free plug.
Anytime.
We'll hook you up, Dave. That one's for you. Okay, so that little bit where he just kills the scorpion. I wonder if the animal rights people know about this.
Well, they already kicked that bird earlier.
I guess, yeah.
They did kick a bird.
They kicked a bird. Oh, here's the other pussy joke. But wait. The guy actually laughs at this one. It's such a crap joke too. Me too. Mine's as big as a house. And then he finally gets it for a second.
That's creepy.
Oh, I know the predator's mimicry of it like creeps me out so bad. But yeah, that's what makes the predator cool. So that's another thing that like hunters do is they mimic things. Like that's why like the Duck Dynasty guys got rich off making a duck call because the duck call mimics other ducks and they think, oh cool, another duck, and then blam, shotgun to the face.
You know what else they created that mimics things? An audience that gives a damn.
Well, no, I'm saying don't get me wrong, I hate Duck Dynasty, but I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's current events. I love how the attuned Indian guy can kind of tell there's a predator or something out there, even though he can't see it. Is that racist? Is it still racist if it's like complimentary?
Using the term Indian, which is racist.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
to
my daughter's Indian.
Any Native American people.
Seriously though.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to play the Predator.
Oh yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to
He was
play the
supposed to play
Predator.
a lot of parts, wasn't he? Like.
That's one of the most famous bits of trivia about this movie. I forgot to even mention it. You know why he couldn't though?
He kept passing out because of the heat.
Well, there was
Sick.
that, but the old suit was totally different. You have to look it up on Google. Like obviously here with the podcast, I don't know. Maybe when we get a website, we can post some pictures along with the podcast.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like the old Predator costume looked totally goofy. Like it had this really tall, skinny giraffe head or something with it, and yeah, it was like this completely different creature. Have you guys ever seen?
No, I
I'll,
haven't.
I'll show you sometime. I'll have to look it up.
Off screen.
Oh, this is the first glimpse you get to see of the Predator,
First
where
glimpse.
it's from his hand through his own vision, and you're just like, holy crap, it's got huge claws.
And he's holding himself in his hand. No, it's the dead scorpion.
That's the score.
Which,
That's-
there are a lot of similarities between the scorpion and the predator. I mean, like the color of the face.
Well,
Well,
I-
it's kind of that pale.
What was I saying? Are you
Color.
saying like the Men in Black cockroach type thing? Similar.
Yeah.
They both.
And water.
You shall know. Well, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if, like you say, if he's holding himself in his hand, if a predator penis looks kind of like a scorpion. We never really addressed that, but it makes perfect sense.
I've got claws.
You've heard it
I'm
here.
a predator now.
You've heard it here, folks. We know now what a predator penis looks like. Oh my goodness.
You just went there.
So like that whole last scene was just all about like seeing things through the predator's vision. You start getting more clues about him. He's got that kind of heads-up display that has crazy alien writing on it.
Also
and
known
keeps
as a
coming up and
hood,
down.
if you've ever wondered.
Thank you. And I love all the little bits of clues it gives. Not to mention his hand right there at the end of the scene. But that's one of my favorite things about this movie. How it just carefully, step by step, introduces you to this like amazing creature that's so memorable in cinema now.
And you don't know whether you should be rooting for Arnold Schwarzenegger or for the Predator.
Or for the Predator.
It's like, this alien is actually
Yeah,
kinda
they're
badass.
both ugly mother.
That dude
truckers.
almost looks like Joseph Gordon-Levitt at a certain angle.
I totally thought that last time I watched this. Now that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's so big, I was trying to think if I ever became friends with him. You know how they have like there was like J Lo and now J Law for Jennifer Lawrence.
Uh-huh.
I would call Joseph Gordon-Levitt Jogo,
Jogo.
and he'd probably punch me in the face, and rightly so.
Jogolo.
Jogolo.
Like a
He's
Jogolo.
He's a Jogolo. Oh my gosh. Maybe he is a insane clown posse fan. I got no
I
idea.
think Predator is, definitely. Takes out the mask and just goes, whoop, whoop.
He's kind of got the hair for it, honestly.
Yeah.
The Predator. He's totally a juggalo.
He's got the dental care of a Juggalo. Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm sorry, family. You
He's
know?
not. Screw all you juggalos. Subscribe. No,
I was gonna say, you guys are pissing a lot of people off.
that's all right. That's what the internet's for, is to piss people off.
And who knows if this will even make it to the internet anyways.
Yeah. It's just our first run. Probably will be our last once the juggalos hear it and come after us.
Juggalo.
I am not with these guys.
Juggalos, can't we all just get along?
How is he so like distraught by having a bunch of leaves thrown in his face?
Seriously, it's like Karl Malone taking a foul. That's a very dated reference now, isn't it?
Yeah, because he takes something completely different than fouls now.
Ooh. So, I guess they introduce a girl in here because girls a lot of the time in movies. And I'm saying this all very generally. I'm not trying to sound like sexist or whatever, but like it elicits empathy from viewers. So they have a girl now because now it kind of gives all these guys someone to kind of protect. Like I don't know. It's a bad device to be using
Which
in
is
this
kinda
day and
funny.
age.
Isn't she supposed to be like their prisoner?
She is their prisoner, but later on she becomes kind of their ally too, and sort of starts working with them. And
Don't they know when shit goes south, ditch the prisoner and run? It'll kill her before them. It'll
Yeah.
delay them.
isn't that the thing when you're getting chased by a wild animal or something? You don't have to run faster than the animal, just faster than the guy next to you.
Exactly.
So the Indians, I keep doing that. I'm sorry. The Native American.
Oh wait,
is,
actually, there's a new term for it. It's first generation American.
is it really?
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to push for. First generation American.
That's
That's
used to
cool,
say
but
that.
it's all getting to be longer words.
Yeah.
It's like how George Carlin came out and used to talk about how, they used to call it shell shocked back in World War I and II, and now they've elongated it to something completely unrecognizable, like post traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's shell shocked. That kind of explains it all. Like,
Yeah, but then they were feeling really bad electrocuting all the turtles in Vietnam, so they had to stop saying shell shocked because PETA got involved.
doo-doo. Alright, so I don't
Riddle
know.
Squad.
I don't know why she's trying to escape. Like, where's she gonna run to at this point? Maybe she knows this place or has friends or something.
Well, I mean, she has.
Well, Arnold
She-
did hit her with the butt of his gun. That's how we were introduced to her.
That's true. Maybe she's.
She's all delirious at this point, like just running through the jungle, thinking she knows where she's going until she falls into a trap.
Yeah, if movies have led me to believe anything, it's that there's just giant holes dug all through jungles to catch tigers.
And everybody knows everything about their surrounding, like to the T.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know if I climb in that tree that I can see a crash site.
They always seem to find it just by climbing the tree.
The first generation American knows that there's something in the trees.
The thing is, there is something
This
in the
was cool the
trees.
first time I saw it, though.
Yeah, like the fact that it's staring right back at them, but they can't see it. It really is like super cool and unsettling. Is that a zip tie they're using to tie her hands together?
Definitely, that's how
How?
Navy
Back
SEAls
since
and
the
SWAT
80s.
teams and
Really?
stuff do it.
Oh yeah. No.
So, the
Mass
eight-
arrest where they just don't have enough handcuffs.
Even
There's a
SWAT
zip
teams
tie
these
here?
days, they
You
still
know, I'll
zip
throw a
tie.
zip tie on you, and I'll see you try
That's
to
a-
get out of it.
Maybe you guys know. I've never been arrested, so I don't really know.
Oh, you just think because I have holes in my ears and I've been arrested?
I watch a lot of cops.
Just because I'm from Brigham City, huh?
I have been arrested, but only once.
Is there a kid that came out of Brigham City, Utah, that wasn't arrested at some point? I thought it was funny that all you Brigham City kids knew the same judge.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Don't go to court in Brigham City, folks.
Don't go to court in Brigham City. If you're gonna break the law, just do it out the Brigham City limits. I gotta go up there tomorrow for work. Blah.
Yeah.
Oh, right in the face.
All right. So this is a great reveal because this is the first time you really see the predator move. So it's chasing the girl, and if you've seen this movie before, we all know why it's not just outright killing her. It's at different points in the movie. But so they send Glasses guy who tells all the pussy jokes to go after her. Because he's clearly going to be the first one to die.
Oh yeah, he has the least amount of character development. I mean, of course he's gonna die. First.
Well, there's that, and I've always had this theory too that how in horror movies it's like the law that people when they have sex they have to die like right after.
Oh yeah.
The closest thing we get to sex in these movies is him telling pussy jokes.
He's a skinny
that
white
right
boy,
there,
like-
all those things combine to make him the obvious first kill of the group.
Well, he's not black, and this is the 80s.
Come here, Fabio.
Oh, you're such a cute kid. Come here.
Oh no, is it racist that in this movie the black guys die together? Okay, so here's the first time you see the predator actually move. And as a kid, I'm seeing that and I'm like, what the heck is that, man? Because like you'd never seen that effect before.
Yeah?
You saw the bird of prey cloak. Look at that. Look at his hand, how the light goes around it and stuff.
Awesome.
You'd never seen that before, and it's like such an iconic. Everyone always says predator camouflage, or that.
Yeah.
They reference the predator when they
Bending
talk about that kind of
light.
look. Yeah, yeah, and it's just you. even to this day, it's reference to this movie. So I'm sure this movie's the first time you saw it. I think the only other time that you actually see anything close to it is in Star Trek 3 when the bird of prey cloaks. But even then, it's in space, so you see it just kind of get warbly for a second and then disappear completely. But being in the jungle with all those different background plates and stuff that they have to put in there, and having no computer effects to do it, it was all practical effects. It still amazes me how cool that is.
That's one thing you get with the new Modern Warfare, or I guess it's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, is you've got this exosuit that allows you to like go stealth, and you look exactly like the Predator, like when you're running around, because you're not completely invisible. You can still see your outline and everything.
Right.
But you can still see him like running, and it's all like kind of a clear bubble almost.
Well, yeah, I love that effect. And when you'd be playing like I think on Halo, you could grab something that would make you do that for a minute. Or didn't what are the Covenant guys called in Halo?
I don't know. I don't play Halo.
You gotta play. I rarely play it. Like that was right about the time that I wasn't playing video games as much because I was just get busy trying to do crazy stuff like start podcasts. But
no offense to anybody that plays Halo.
Yeah, Halo's fine. It's cool, but yeah, I think even in that game you see that effect.
Dude, I can't believe
Yeah,
how
Schwarzenegger's disturbed.
huge Arnold Schwarzenegger was in this movie, though. Like
He lost weight from his Mr. Universe competitions to do movies like this.
that doesn't surprise me. I mean,
Like he would drop
Tighten
like
up.
even 30 pounds or something like that. Yeah, just tighten.
Except Conan.
Conan, he actually still had to drop like another 20 or 30 pounds to film that.
I heard he
He
still
was
could
even
speak
bigger.
English during Conan. They like had to have him just say the lines.
He could. That's an urban legend.
Oh, okay.
I heard an interview with him. Like I mean, he actually became a millionaire with real estate investments and stuff like that before he even started acting. So by the time he was 25, he had like this whole dream and plan to go to America and do all this stuff. And through a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, he was actually able to follow like his whole dream. Like I don't know. Listen to the Nerdist podcast with Arnold Schwarzenegger because he talks all about he's actually, think what you will about what kind of husband he is or whatever, but he actually is a really cool guy.
okay, in the movie where we're at right now is the Hispanic woman that just got chased through the woods and saw the Predator is now telling them that there was this thing that grabbed him and killed him.
The jungle came alive and took him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're all on point. They're like, uh-oh, something's out there. We gotta get to the drop zone so we can get out of here.
Yeah, again, like
LZ.
we've seen by this point how elite and awesome these guys are at handling any situation. Now one of their own is dead. So they are, of course, they're like, holy crap, what could get any one of us,
So quick and without being
Even if it's the
detected.
nerdy glasses guy with the pussy jokes. They still can't
MTV
believe
shirt.
it. Yeah, an MTV, sure.
I've
That-
never noticed that before.
Really?
That
That's
dates this
funny.
movie. You know what? I never have either. And I dare say I've watched this movie more times than any of you.
Back when, this is where he grabs the snake, huh?
Don't worry, that anaconda don't want none, so.
Because you ain't got
Unless
no
you got buns, hon.
I wish
Baby
Nicki
got
Minaj was in this
back.
movie.
Speaking of
She could be the
backs,
first one to die.
speaking of backs, look at Schwarzenegger's. It looks like a turtle shell with those lats.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Turtle Hermit Roshi would be very,
Yeah, he
very
must have
happy.
he must have trained with the Kame Sennin style of martial arts. Oh, but this is great because like they're looking for they can't even find the body, right? They just found some entrails that the predator just ditched right there, like when you get a fish. But now the reveal here is like you follow the blood trail up, you follow it up, you follow it up. Where's it gonna go? When are we gonna see a body?
There is no body.
I think I might have just blown the thing on your iPhone by going up that high pitch. Sorry.
We
Oh, yeah.
apologize for any peeking that happens right now. We'll get some equipment once you guys
We'll
come
we'll
back
make it.
us on our Kickstarter.
Yeah, we need a little bit of funding on that Kickstarter so we can get some good equipment and make this like more of a professional podcast.
Remember, you give $5 and we'll give you a shout out on our next podcast. If you give $25, you get a special edition Will and Mike t-shirt. And heck, we'll even sign them for you.
Heck yeah, man. It's the least we could do if you're gonna support this cause of ours and allow us to come and entertain you. Badger, badger,
Okay.
badger, 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 badger.
See, Jesse Ventura. Old.
Oh wait, here it comes.
Here comes the flashing.
Right through the chest.
Ooh.
That's another thing. Like, so this is the first time that we really see the Predator's like torpedo launcher or whatever.
Yeah,
it
like
is.
a weapon.
I always call it torpedo launcher because it looked kind of like torpedoes on Star
Yeah,
Trek. a little
definitely.
bit. Oh yeah, but here's the first good look you get at it, and its eyes flash at this guy. And you're just like, holy crap, what is it? I love this guy's reaction, because they just, watch what they do in this jungle. They just,
All these guys' reaction. When you see a man shooting into a jungle like that, you just gotta shoot back.
when you see big glowing yellow eyes looking at you evilly,
Snap. He has
you
glowing
shoot everything
blood.
you've got at it. He grabs the huge Gatling gun and
Don't
just
you think that's a
unloads
little late by now? Like,
it. I know, you might still hit it. I mean, how far could it run as far as they know, right?
these guys have gunchettes. Okay,
Gunchettes.
he was firing the other gun, but I'm pretty sure that was a grenade launcher, and I didn't see any grenades coming out of that thing.
No, it had the bullets above it, right? Didn't it? Whatever. You're probably right. Yeah, I think it's probably that
There we go.
they just blow up the whole jungle here, and you know the predator like takes one shot, and that's how you know that it bleeds. And if it bleeds, we can kill it. Yeah, so I mean, that's another thing. You realize these guys have the power to just like level a whole forest, and yet this one creature takes them all out.
It's because they just wasted all their ammo.
That's a good point. Good point.
It's like, oh, tack knives, everyone.
Well, they clearly still have ammo the rest of the movie, but
What's
Of
the
course,
80s?
it's a movie in the 80s. You never run
unlimited
out of ammo.
ammo,
Unless you're a bad guy.
infinite ammo.
If you're a bad guy, you can't shoot, you can't hit anything, and you always run out of ammo. If you're a good guy, you always get the shot the first time, especially if you're Mel Gibson and you can ricochet a bullet to hit somebody on the other side of a table. Like,
At least it's not like Wanted, where they were curving bullets, which Wanted is a guilty pleasure. I actually like
oh
that
yeah,
movie.
I liked it.
We should do a podcast on Wanted.
And it wasn't just only because you got to see AJ's butt, you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It wasn't that impressive.
Dude, look, like his whole, it's like this totally gross corpse, man.
I thought the aliens were supposed to be the chest busters.
I guess the Predators. We know they're in the same universe together, right? So
Yeah, I know
must
we do.
have learned a trick.
Use logic.
No, like even in Predator 2, you see an alien skull in their trophy
Yeah.
room. So somehow, you
I'm
know.
pretty sure Benicio del Toro, the collector, has one in his. No, I'm just kidding. It's just in the Marvel
should go back to
universe
see
all of a sudden.
Dark Horse and Marvel are blending cinematic
Right.
universes.
I've already looked thoroughly through all of the collectors like collection. Like I've like stopped the movie and like
What else is there?
zoomed
Anything
in.
besides Adam Warlock's Cocoon? and
There's like a dark elf. You got
The-
Cosmo.
there's a Chitauri, I see.
Yeah, there's Chitauri's in there.
Weren't the Chitauris the same guys that, like, remember when they go up to Yondu and he uses his little whistle arrow thing to kill them all? Weren't they Chitauris, just in different armor?
I don't know.
Because they have weird mouths like Chitauris.
It may have been like
Huh.
it's a large galaxy, and you know
Yeah.
where did the Chitauri come from? Why don't
I think
they
that would be
know,
cool if they're
like-
just kind of your basic stormtroopers or shock troopers or something.
Mhm. 'Cause I mean, this might even have happened if you think about it. Like, if it happened 20 years after Peter Quill's mom died, then
Yeah.
it could have been like 2004, 2005. This could have happened before any of the other movies, but we're not really talking about that right now. Like,
Well,
I'm
no,
getting
I-
like sidetracked from Predator, and they're like stalking prey. That's all they're doing right now, people.
No, I think it was because it says 25 years. He's 8 years old. So by the time that one starts, he's like 33 or something, or 34.
which would
Peter
put
Quill.
about 2008, 2009, maybe 2014.
Yeah, it would be 2014 because it starts
Yeah,
out in
because
88 or
it's-
89, right? So anyway,
Yeah,
well,
25 years later,
maybe we'll say that for our Guardians of the Galaxy podcast that we're sure to do one day.
definitely.
Maybe by the time Guardians 2 comes out at this rate, 'cause it's got all these other movies to...
We've just got like this ginormous queue for you guys. Don't worry.
So
And it just gets better.
just stick with it. We'll get better at this too. Probably. It
But-
can't get much worse.
If
Um,
you can't even be yourself, then yeah, probably shouldn't do it.
It's bugging me what that guy's name is. The black guy that's not Carl Weathers.
I know. And what else has he been?
Is that
in?
racist too? Can I say that? I
No,
don't
if
want
you
to be
say I can't
racist.
get him see the difference between them.
Oh, oh.
That would be racist.
He just went there.
I'm sorry, folks. I promise we're really nice people.
Well, WTF, you guys have technology and Wi-Fi and IMDb's and stuff.
Yeah, why aren't we using any of that? I don't know, it takes
Look
too
up
long.
who this guy is.
We're busy watching a movie. No, it'll come to me. It'll come to
Who
me.
was the director on this?
Some
That's why
guy who
it's
never
nice to have,
directed anything
like a laptop
else.
up when you guys are doing this, probably for future reference, and that is this.
Okay, next time we set up a laptop.
Laptop.
We gotta set up a Wascally laptop. This is actually a pretty cool scene where it shows, just how close of friends they were. He gets to say goodbye to his
Is it
friend.
Ruben Blades?
It's
Oh,
not
well,
Ruben
I'm looking at the
Blades.
wrong one. I'm like, Gary Busey wasn't in this. What the hell?
You're looking at the thing for Predator 2. It came in a combo pack.
Predator
folks, so.
came out in '87, just so you all know. This actually came out a year before I was even born, which puts it at about 27 years old.
Like I say, you missed all the best movies from the 80s.
I know, I missed all the best music in the fucking.
Have you still
60s
never
too.
watched Big Trouble in Little China?
Still haven't watched Big Trouble in Little
Are
China.
you gonna watch that before our podcast? Or
I
during?
think I'll give it a quick watch.
You gotta
one of
watch it
these
before because
days.
it actually is good.
Oh yeah,
Look at the Predator blood. It looks like antifreeze.
it really does. It looks like if you were to like cut a glow stick open. And
I had a
just let
friend
it-
one year that went for Halloween as a Predator, and I had a glow stick, and he wanted to break it open and pour it all over himself. And I'm like, no, it's my glow stick.
Were they non-toxic at that time?
No, I think they were toxic.
Does your friend have any problems
He,
mentally?
he may have died of cancer by this point. I have no idea.
Ooh.
Okay, so now we finally get to see what the Predator is without all the optic camouflage. That's totally cool. But like to see his hands and like how nimbly they're using all this equipment, even though he's got these big old claws.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, like sometimes in movies you can tell when guys have like floppy, uncoordinated hands inside these rubber, suits or whatever. But this guy, it's Peter C. Hall or Kevin Hall or something.
I wish it was Michael C. Hall. Dexter kills bitches left and right.
Dexter is the Predator. A dark passenger. But yeah, the fact that when the Predator screams, they just give you a glimpse of it. It totally goes by the Jaws way of horror movies, where they only show you little bits at a time, little bits of the shark, little bits of the Predator, and then finally you get the big reveal at the end, and by that point you're so hyped up for it. You're like, oh my gosh, it's scary.
I like the second Jaws movie the best. Deep Blue Sea, LL Cool J.
Get out of here. This is no longer your podcast,
Come on,
Will.
he did the music for it. He did that song. Deepest blue is my head is like a shark's fin.
I don't even know you anymore.
You don't have a shark's fin, LL Cool J, let alone a rapping career. So please shut up.
It's not like Kanye West thinking he's Aquaman.
Yeah. My wife is not a hobbit.
Now the only thing that I share in common with Aquaman is my love of the sea.
You better tell me because I'm making a fool of myself.
Gordon Silver Davis production.
All right, wait. Okay, I've kind of not been paying attention to the movie.
Back to the movie.
Yeah. So anyway, we're watching Predator from 1987.
And all these guys are so good at staying clean. Like,
What is his
they
name?
washed all of the makeup off. Yeah, what's his name, Sean?
No, I guess they're sweating, right? So
Glistening when men.
Yeah,
sweat,
they
it's
are
called
glistening.
Is
These guys
any-
have not an ounce of body hair
it
on
is
them.
anything but glistening. These guys are curly, sweating like 1540 motor oil. Because that's what men sweat,
They've
especially in
been running
the
through the
80s.
jungle and firing guns and taking people down, and none of them have like any dirt on them.
They're still
She's
pretty.
dirtier than they are.
Oh, Alan Silvestri, I forgot, did the music for this.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Back to the Future, and
Uh-huh.
he's done all the Bob Zemeckis
he
movies
was like the
Forrest Gump. and-
go-to '80s guy when it came to.
Not at first, but Back to the Future is where that and I think Used Cars or something like that. He became famous with those movies, and now he gets used for a lot of stuff. He did the soundtrack for Avengers, I think, most recently.
Really? Alan
Yeah.
Silvestri?
Yeah, same guy that did this music.
Interesting.
The music on this is so iconic. Da-da-da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-da-dun. They've used it for pretty much. I know they use it in Predator too. I don't know if they use it in Alien vs Predator. Pretty cool.
He didn't do any of the Batmans, did he? Like the Tim
No.
Burton ones? No, of course
That's
not.
Danny Elfman.
Yeah, Danny Elfman
naturally.
always goes along with Tim Burton, you know.
As much as
Still
Johnny
to this
Depp.
day.
Johnny Depp and Michael Keaton too.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
It's funny. I actually went back and rewatched the first Michael Keaton Batman with done by Tim Burton the other day.
Yeah.
I forgot how terrific that movie was.
I really wanted to do that one for this podcast too sometime because that was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Totally down.
I'm not ashamed to say that when we went to see that Michael Keaton Batman movie in 1989 for my birthday, it came out that weekend. We couldn't get in because it was sold out, and I cried because I wanted to see it so bad. So we went like the next weekend, or I think the next week or something.
I'd be like, we're coming back from matinee.
No way, Mom and Dad.
Hey, look at his camouflage.
Oh, Will.
Don't tell him.
All right, so this is one of those great things from 80s movies where this is obviously shot day for night. Where they put like a lens over the camera and just say, okay, we're pretending it's nighttime now, but it's clearly like mid-afternoon.
A little blue tint makes it night.
Yeah.
Oh, Kitty, you're so cute. I have an unhealthy cat obsession, everyone.
Oh, hello, kitty.
Belly-footed, you cat.
Will's playing with the cat now, just so you all know.
He's rubbing the pussy.
Yeah, he's stroking the pussy.
Hello, cat.
This part's
Okay.
really cool because you're actually wondering, wait, did he get it? What's that creature's sound? What's going on? And you see blood, and he's stabbing the crap out of something, making it Swiss cheese.
Get it.
And then they shine a flashlight on it. The guy's all proud that he got it. They realize it's just a wild boar.
Oh,
You never
poor
seen a
boar.
boar. I'd be proud if I killed that thing. Too.
Well, no.
Mean.
Well, I'm just saying it's not the predator, right? Still, that being said, that boar looks like the size of one of those gods on Princess Mononoke.
Oh, man, it looks like an ROUS.
Rodents have unusual size?
Yeah.
I don't think they exist. Oh, yeah. And so she's all freaked out because the predator, while he was killing the pig, snuck in and stole the guy's body so he could keep it as a trophy. Like, it's totally freaky.
Predator's like Dahmer. He's rocks.
Yeah. Did you say Dauber from Coach?
No, Dahmer. Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay. I'm all like, oh, Coach.
Oh, only he hasn't
I
reached
can't
body
play
yet.
today. I gotta steal that body. Hey, SpongeBob.
Patrick?
SpongeBob.
Yeah, Patrick?
I want to go jellyfishing, but I can't find my hands.
So now they're trying to find. They can't even find tracks from the predator because it's that awesome. Probably because it goes through the trees all the time, huh?
Carl
think it-
Weathers?
No, not Carl Weathers, the predator. Carl Weathers
think
doesn't
he has
go
like
through
an
the trees.
anti-gravity
Yeah.
belt?
Oh wait, you're trying to find out who the other guy is. No, it's not Carl Weathers. Who is it?
Give me a second.
Come on, Sean.
Trying to do something to help.
Thank you for your contribution, Sean. Even though your
Sean's our
name is,
residential Googler.
even though your name is not in the title, you shall be.
You
We shall give you credit where credit is
Will
due.
or Mike. Those are your options. You must rename yourself, though.
We call him Sean John just to differentiate him from the other Seans we know.
We'll call him Sean, Will, John, Mike.
No, we're already having problems settling on the other title with just two names. Oh yeah, this is where you find out she speaks English. It's like kind of this weird reveal.
Kind of like.
But the I mean symbolically, as far as the movie goes, it shows that she's starting to trust them, and they kind of need her. Like what do you know about this creature? Because
I've seen this movie. It's called Rush Hour.
Don't you ever touch a black man's radio? Oh, wouldn't that
Why
be
did you
great
ever tell me you don't?
if he was in that movie? Oh, it's a predator!
Ooh, we gotta do Fifth Element too.
Oh, I'd love to do Fifth Element. We got
That's one of Chris Tucker's best films.
Bill Duke.
Bill Duke.
Thank you. It's Bill Duke. I knew each name had one syllable. That's about all I could remember. The rendezvous. I got no blood on my hands already. Oh wait, that's the other guy from Bloodsport
Okay, right now
or Kickboxer.
he had like a spotlight. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a spotlight on his face in the middle of a jungle. His face illuminated like 10 times brighter than everything around him.
Don't you know Schwarzenegger's had a spotlight on him ever since Conan? I think it's in his contract.
Heck yeah, Claymores.
Well, this is cool because I mean they try instead of just going head to head with the thing and shooting it to death, possibly because they're out of bullets from using them all up going down the forest. They actually start using the guy who says the movie. They start using Boy Scout techniques to try to trap this thing, which is cool because they realize it can, he can see their tripwires clearly because they set a ton of tripwires up.
Watching them do this probably anyway,
Yeah.
so they can't see him.
Well, exactly. Like, you never know if your bad guy can literally disappear like a ghost.
Yeah. I was wondering if he had like an anti-gravity like setting on his boots or something. That's why he doesn't leave any tracks. He can get in and out of trees really quickly.
Possibly, but I think he's just can jump really high and far.
But I mean, with all that armor, he's still got to weigh like 300-400 pounds. We don't even know like
Maybe
what
he's-
he's made of.
Maybe he's like Toad on X-Men. He just has really strong legs.
Yeah.
Maybe he trained with Kame Sennin with a giant turtle shell on his back. That always seems to work for the Dragon Ball Z guys. Yeah, beefcakes. This whole scene is just here to show off a bunch of muscles.
Oh, definitely.
It's for the
Oh, yeah.
ladies.
Pulling
He's
down
so
a
turned
tree.
on right now.
If I was gay, you mean? If
I'm
you were
not,
gay?
and I'm turned on.
That's
I haven't
just how
seen
hot it
guns
is.
that big since the beginning of the movie.
Like Old Painless?
Old painless.
No, so I think it's cool. They think, oh, okay, well, if you can see our tripwires and all our modern tech, maybe the thing is he can't see natural stuff. So we'll just use vines to tie everything off.
Quite ingenious thinking.
It actually works, if like when you see right here. But now she has to tell the legend of the predator and how he
When
would
did
always
they find
come.
Mowgli in the jungle, like
It
she kind of looks like Mowgli.
totally
yeah.
looked like Mowgli. I don't know how they did this except to make him actually bleed when he cuts himself right here.
It's like the only reason that they have him shaving in the middle of the jungle. I mean, come on, if you're one of these guys in the middle of the jungle, do an Arnold Schwarzenegger. Shave your face with your blade, like
Yeah, with your
big old
Bowie knife
combat
or your
knife.
K-bar.
Not
No,
one of those cheap
I
blue
figure-
plastic.
I figured the only
razors.
reason that he's actually shaving is I bet Bic had a lot of product
Oh, yeah.
placement in
It's
this.
just like this is the only product placement.
How
they
the
can
crap are we
have.
gonna have to do it? I don't know. Have Bill Duke shave with it just all the time. Yeah, see, and he's got blood all over him. Maybe that was just a blooper and they kept it in the movie. It's just kind of
that makes
weird.
you look awesome.
Mr. Bill Dukes.
Yeah.
They're like, where did you get that?
Bill Duke buys Bic. Yeah, so she talks about how like they've seen predators before and they always come on the hottest years.
Huh.
They call it El Diablo something or other. I don't speak Spanish. I think their voice is dubbed over. It doesn't sound right. Schwarzenegger just kind of looks at her slowly in the background, like, "Crap, are you talking about, lady?"
We all know they don't mind the cold. They were in the Arctic.
Aliens versus Predator is not canon.
It's not a movie. It's canon.
It's not a movie. It's not canon.
fodder. No.
It's not a tumor. You know what's funny though, and I'm not even kidding. Like, this is probably one of Schwarzenegger's best acted films. Because like Terminator's really good, but he just had to act like a robot, which is harder than it looks. But in this movie, he actually comes across as real, unlike Commando, where he's like just throwing out cheesy lines all the time, or Last Action Hero. Don't even get me started.
I was just gonna say, like, Last Action Hero. I love that.
Come
film.
on, Lenny.
I mean-
Right.
You want to fight me?
Yeah.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Bet you didn't think I was going to say that, huh?
Yeah. I'll be back. Ah. How come all the women have plastic surgery? It's got to be in a movie. No, it's California. It's great how he actually uses himself as bait to go out there and get the predator to fall into their trap. Ooh, he almost sprung his own trap.
So who would you say is the modern day Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't think we have one.
The Rock is probably the closest thing we've got.
Yeah.
What about Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel, he's done too much.
on!
I love Vin Diesel.
He's
but
done
I
too
don't
much
think
stuff
so,
like-
Arnold.
He's done too much stuff like
I
the
got more
pacifier.
Stallone than Arnold.
Okay.
Yeah, Vin Diesel's the Stallone of our day.
What about John Cena?
I don't even know who that is.
Wrestling? No.
No, well, there's who's the guy that played Drax in Guardians?
Oh, that was
He's pretty cool. He's not the Schwarzenegger, but he's maybe more
People
like
are gonna
the...
shoot me
back
for
in
not
on
knowing.
RBM.
I know it. Sorry, I was thinking my
We're ruining our nerd cred.
Oh, totally ruining it.
You can actually see the shape of like a man in the leaves there, but
Uh-huh.
it's still invisible. I seriously love all the effects they do in this movie, just as practical effects. Oh, you can tell this thing's
Yes.
pissed. Look,
He's slinging their
Oh.
trap.
every rib in his body is broken. Look at that thing just jumping around. So this is when the movie really kicks into high gear. He reveals himself to everybody right here. Well, at least to Carl Weathers. But it's such a cool shot. Look at it hanging there.
That's why they call him Predator, because he reveals himself to people.
Again, that is to catch a predator, not predator. So Bill Duke's pissed.
John Baptiste, or
Dave Batista.
Batista. Batista, yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Batista.
I'm like, I know it's along those
He's cool.
lines.
Speaking of Vin Diesel movies, he was in Riddick, I realized the other day. I'm looking at him like, oh, it's Drax, but he's not green. Yeah, he's in the latest Riddick movie with Vin Diesel. Batista is.
I was really happy I didn't buy that movie. I love
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. I love the Riddick series, but I was like, oh my.
The first two Riddicks were so good. We'll have to do those.
Oh yeah, especially like the second one
No,
because
that guy is not alive to do that. I don't care what they say.
He can live. He's not breathing very well.
You could live. You know,
I can make
he doesn't look like he's in that much
for the
pain.
rest of your life.
Yeah, he'll probably never walk on his own again. Have to be in a breathing apparatus. But
That would so kill
no,
anybody.
I always felt bad for him because he's the one who probably gets suckered the most in this movie. He gets defeated by a tree. You know, the log just comes down and smashes him. It's a total
And
accident.
to add insult to injury, he's the one that set the tree up there.
Yeah, he kind of
So
was.
not only did he get beat up by a tree, he got beat up by the
his tree.
that he set up. It was his weapon, and he still got beat up by it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't officially die until the predator shoots him in the head, but still. It's kind of like
Whoa,
shooting fish in a
spoilers.
barrel by that point. Yeah, okay, sorry. Pretty much everybody dies in this movie. I'm just going to say that. Pretty much. Who lives? We'll have to wait and find out.
We're just gonna like rename the podcast Will and Mike spoil
Spoil
the movies worse than the
everything.
milk in your fridge. It's just like the theme song.
Will and Mike spoil movies for you. I kind of like it. All right, so
Where'd you get that gun?
these two guys. Oh, the other guy tossed it to him.
Oh, I see.
I think Schwarzenegger, and
He's
it belonged to
going
the guy who just got beat up by a tree.
It was called Groot.
I am Groot. Oh, if they had Groot here, Predator wouldn't stand a chance.
Right.
That'd be an awesome fight.
At this point, he would probably still be from Planet X and still have full use of words instead of just "I am Groot."
I don't know. Maybe he would only know I am and not even Groot.
Well, I mean, when it came from Planet X, because I borrowed the Rocket Raccoon and Groot like trade, and it has like some of the original like Groot from Planet X storyline, and he was like, he could
Chatting it up.
talk, and how Groot got defeated is one of the scientists is like, oh my gosh, we have no way to stop this thing from attacking our troops. So the guy goes and just like grabs a bunch of termites and throws them at Groot.
Oh, that
And they
kinda
just
messed
like
him
eat
up.
Groot, and that
Oh,
was it.
Wow, that's too
Simple
bad.
solutions are always the best.
Well,
This
I
is
guess
one
now
of
we
my
know how to
favorite
finally
scenes in
beat
the
him.
movie.
Spay or neuter your dumbasses.
So maybe we should have Groot come and do the podcast sometime.
Right?
I am Groot. I
Oh,
am
they can
Groot.
see him.
Yeah, they're watching him.
The thing is, it makes you
No,
wonder.
they're the predators.
Or are they? Or is because the Predator plays possum later on in the movie too, so you start to realize
Who's
like
your
what
favorite possum?
what a good hunter he is. So now they think they've got him, but do they?
I think we should reunite this cast and like have them totally redo this movie, but make it a musical. I'm the predator. I am watching from
never
the
seen-
trees.
You've never seen Predator the musical on YouTube?
No.
There's a guy who actually he
Oh,
takes all
man.
these Schwarzenegger movies and he actually writes like this whole song and has this chorus. Carl Weathers comes in and sings. I mean, he takes clips from the
Yes,
movie.
By the way.
Oh, he's so boned. Watch this. But yeah, like, he actually.
Say goodbye to your
Why would he
mom.
stick his head up into it though? That's what I'm
Is that a
wondering.
spider bite?
Really
Right?
not. But it's cool that it has 3 dots.
Oh,
Ew.
there goes his head.
That was gooey.
And boom goes
That
the
was some
dynamite.
nightmares when I was a kid.
Yeah. I watched this movie when I was 7, people.
I was forever
My parents
afraid of
actually
three
made me
dots.
watch it. So look at all these cool shots of the Predator. Like, it's all very cool, like, comic book kind of setup.
Oh, be careful, boys. I have the little mark, the little 3 little dots. You better be afraid of me. I'm the Predator.
Do you
Predator.
actually?
Predator.
Isn't that a birthmark?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's freckles. Oh, wait.
Freckles, moles, blemishes.
One of my favorite shots of the movie is actually coming up. So anyway, so Bill Duke is dead. He's looking for Carl
Got
Weathers
shot
looking
right
for
in the
him.
head. It was a bloody mess.
It looked like somebody dropped a jar of strawberry jam.
We've been jammed.
Yeah.
Strawberry, sir.
Only one man would dare give me the strawberry.
Lone
Star. Nice. So you think Carl Weathers can take him? He was Apollo Creed.
I don't know.
Again, if you put him in boxing gloves, he probably could have taken the Predator out right now.
But
As long
instead
as the
they put it
Predator
on
wasn't
his
Mr.
gun.
T, he could take him out right now.
He couldn't do anything. He's just like sitting there.
This is it's totally gross because you'll see when he loses an arm here, and then he's kind of got the fake like stub of an arm dangling. I don't know. You tell me. I think they do actually a pretty good job of hiding the fact that it's a fake stubby arm. You almost wonder if Carl Weathers sacrificed his arm for the sake of this movie,
Now he's
and that's
just
why
a
he had a
cyborg.
fake hand in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think he's wearing mascara or eyeliner. I like how the Predator's just like, yeah, what's up?
He's
like, not
wow,
even
now
trying
that
to
I've
hide.
seen you.
Actually, I
You don't
think
hide very well.
it's kind of cool. I think he's trying not to, or he's not trying to hide right now because he has respect for this guy. I never thought about it. Like, he has respect for him as a warrior. So he comes out and kind of shows himself to him and then kills him
Shoots
like
his
a man,
arm.
kills him face to face. Because he only shoots his arm off, but then he comes and finishes him like mano-y-mano.
But he's still cloaked.
Still.
There's no honor in being cloaked.
Well, he respects him. He just doesn't respect him as much as he respects Schwarzenegger toward the end. But look at the stub. It's gross.
Apparently, stuffing technology does not apply to blades.
Yeah. They didn't quite figure out how to cover up whatever metal that is, I guess. Still,
What
it looks
always
cool.
pissed me off, though, I kind of get how the Indian guy only fights with a knife here, but
You mean the first generation American?
yes, sorry.
Thank you. Please have some respect.
So I don't know.
Billy!
Okay,
His name is Billy? Did we just find this out?
Billy, why are you taking your shirt off, bro?
That's why he left.
Ah, snap! You couldn't have just taken that off and wrapped it
Snap,
around your
because
hand.
it
You had to
snaps.
like
I get it.
tear it off.
I think it's actually pretty cool that he just faces his, he faces his fate like a man, like a warrior. That's a big knife.
That's a way big knife. That would
That's
put
practically a
Crocodile
sword.
Dundee to shame. Like.
Yeah, Crocodile Dundee would feel emasculated by that knife.
Nick Dundee.
See, so yeah, now the girl is there, like she's their ally. They're trying to protect her at this point, and again, it creates empathy. It's the same reason that usually in the military they'll have girls do a lot of the radio signals. It just reminds the guy what he's fighting for.
His knife is also a marker. Did you see the red paint that he put all over himself as he dragged it across his chest?
It doubles as a Sharpie to correct papers with.
Dude, this guy's like the best teacher ever.
I think I had a teacher like him in 7th grade who'd just stare at me just like that, especially when I acted up.
And then he pulled out his knife.
Come at me, bro. You're gonna get a nap.
Yeah, then he'd pull out his knife Sharpie. That's great. You never see it. You just get to hear him scream. It's kind of cool. And now they know it's right behind him, right? Okay, now the guy that got beat up by the tree is finally gonna die.
Oh, right. in the side
And
of
he's
the head.
dead.
Why didn't his head explode? I want to see some heads explode.
Maybe it was on a lower power or something. Oh, this shot right there. I don't know why. That's so cool. Just the frame of it. And then here he says this famous line here in a second. Everybody wait for it. Here it comes.
3.
Get to the chopper! He was saying when I heard the interview with him that
That it was actually supposed to be
No, Deepak Chopra!
Deepak Chopra.
I need some yogi advice!
He said that back when they made that it was just a line, right? But now there's all these kids like us who've grown up with it the last 20 some odd years. And like now people will see him at the mall and be like, "Get to the chopper!" And he's just like, "Yeah, yo, what's up, buddy?"
Did he use it in the new Expendables? Because the only thing I see is him like smoking a cigar inside of a chopper.
No.
Did he just like call it to him, "Get to the chopper!"
I think he,
Big fucking drag off of his cigar.
I think he did use it on Jimmy Fallon when they were plugging kitchen products. It's like, forget about the blender, just get to the chopper. He's into big self-parody now, just like Shatner before him and all those old stars, you know.
Well, almost everybody. They have the career where they love it, the time where they love it because it's paying them, the time where they hate it because they're tired of it.
Because they're sick of being reminded about it,
The
and then they
time where
finally
love it
embrace
again.
it and become a.
I like how high quality this movie has been up until the dive into the water. It's like the one thing. It's like no matter what we do, we just can't make this better. Sorry,
It's
everyone.
probably to cover up a stunt man, so you couldn't tell it's definitely
Like,
not
that's-
Arnold.
That's definitely not Arnold. You can't even like see
Way
the
too skinny to be
pants.
Arnold just by looking at it.
That's Tom Cruise's body double. Like it's like 5 foot.
You mean Ben Stiller? Anyway, yeah, like that totally wasn't Arnold. I love when they edit Arnold's lines in movies. Like you'll hear in Total Recall and stuff like that. He'll go like bullshit, but then like on TV when they edit, it's like baloney, and it sounds totally off. Like oh stop.
I've always liked this part where the predator jumps into the water invisible.
Sure,
So all I see is like a splash. Is he after me?
It's-
Splash,
it's
yes.
it's coming up, and then
This is like the Predator Jaws crossover part.
he's gonna need a bigger boat.
He's gonna need a bigger tree than that. Shit.
I thought this was the coolest thing when I was a kid. Like I had no idea why.
You could swim?
No. Well, yeah. Actually, I was taking swimming lessons about the same time I watched this, so maybe.
Holy shit! I can swim just like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
ha-
go swim.
I have
every
the gap
day.
in my teeth like he does, so you know, I suddenly was finding all these things we had in common. That's actually a really great scared look. He looks
Yeah.
like he's actually scared.
Well, he can't see it, but he knows it's there now.
Yeah,
Now
it's
he
actually
just looks
really
like-
freaky.
Now he just likes one of the toy soldiers. Remember those? Like the
Oh, from,
soldiers that come alive and everything?
That
They're like
was
little robots.
Tommy Lee Jones, like did the guy's voice. on
Yeah,
it.
he looks like that guy when he like loses half his face and everything. He's
Yeah,
still attacking
actually,
him.
So now we finally get like a really good, super solid, long look at the Predator.
We're
and
talking
watching.
face mask, dreads.
Yeah, and he looks awesome.
exosuit.
So they pulled in Stan Winston because of his awesome work on Aliens and also on Terminator. Because the original costume, like I said, it looked like a weird alien giraffe or something. So it wasn't working out right. So they shut down production for like a month because Arnold got sick anyway or something like that. And then they got Stan Winston to come in and totally redesign the creature, and this was it. And that's actually part of the reason you don't see the creature that much earlier on in the show is because they didn't actually have one designed and ready while they were filming it. So
Gotcha.
finally they get to these parts, and this guy Kevin Peter Hall or something like that. And like I say, he's the one guy on Misfits of Science that can change size. Speaking of 80s shows, and I love the fact that his little torpedo thing follows his head around.
Oh yeah.
Again, these were all little things that I saw as a kid for the first time that were just the coolest thing ever. And now, like, I think military actually has things like this, like on an Apache helicopter, where the pilot will look around and like the
Oh, I think
minigun
so
like
as
actually
well.
follows and
Yeah.
tracks it. But
And
the
this is like the first time I've ever heard of like using mud as a camouflage for like scent, body heat.
yeah,
You know,
well,
everything like
again,
that.
that's what made it cool. At first, I thought, well, is it because he looks like the trees? And then my mom or my brother, I forget who I was watching this with, it's like, no, the mud cools him down and it hides his heat. And I'm like-
especially since after being in the cold freaking waterfall and river as well.
Exactly, and I'm like, as a 7 or 8 year old kid, I'm like, that is genius. Now the tables have turned, right? That's what makes this such a cool movie. is
Now
because
he's got his camouflage,
Yeah.
and Predator doesn't have his. So
Yeah,
it's
you
kinda
you call it a reversal.
Hunter becoming the hunter.
well,
I'll take
technically,
it
the,
to
the,
it.
the predator, he doesn't damage his cloaking thing till a little bit later. But yeah, like I mean, that's
Even with
basically
it,
what
like,
ends up happening.
Even with it like zapping like that coming out of the water, or was it just like
he
short
turned it off
circuiting?
because it was shorting.
Okay.
But later he still has it. You'll see he still has it. But Schwarzenegger like shoots an explosive near him and it damages it permanently, so he can't do it anymore.
It's not like a cell phone. If you get it wet, you can still return it and get a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
He just like sits in a box of rice for a couple days.
Yeah, his
you know,
cloaking
but then it
device.
just fixes it. Oh man, I hope that guy's still in the jungle.
It's really hard to find rice around this time of year in Colombia, Venezuela, wherever they are. I'm sure they said at the beginning of the movie. We talked right over it.
Oh yeah, wasn't that kind of the point?
Well, so I love the fact that he sets all these booby traps, and he's just like, I guess he could go find the chopper at this point and be fine, but he's got a vendetta against this thing now.
If he doesn't kill it, who will?
Yeah, and he's actually kind of thinking, like, for the honor of his men, maybe he's thinking that, like, well, this is obviously some freaking alien, I'm not going to let that conquer my planet, I mean, who knows what he's really thinking. They don't
Plus,
actually
it's
say.
a huge hit to his ego, like one man taking down him and all his crew. And he's like,
Well, yeah, again, it's like a matter of honor because they're both warriors, right? So, but the thing is that, again, part of the genius of this movie that I like is they don't need to throw in a ton of exposition explaining it even. They just show it because, again, film's like such a visual medium. And like nowadays, they'd probably have some voiceover or something like that explaining
oh
it.
yeah, that's what kills horror movies and stuff for me. Like
They explain it too much.
they explain it way too much. Oh, I'm going to go into the bathroom. Oh, he's gonna get sucked to the toilet the moment he sits down and take a shit.
Yeah,
He's just
like,
gotta
why do
reach
they
up and
announce
pull
it?
His
Why don't they
entire
just-
colon straight to the plumbing.
Best
Speaking
thing.
of pulling body parts out,
Showing you how the predator collects his reward.
Yeah.
seriously, he like guts him like a fish. Like, it's crazy.
Just grabs the spine and pulls.
Again, this is like part horror movie, part action movie, part sci-fi movie. It's seriously one of the coolest movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
So then now you got these kind of weird, I don't know if you want to call them Rambo montages or something, of both of them what they're doing as they prepare for their final encounter. At this point, the Predator figures this guy got away, or maybe he'll go track him later. I think at this point, he's just playing with his toys. Like, he's just hanging out, messing with his new trophies. Meanwhile, Schwarzenegger's, again, Ramboing up. He's getting ready for the big fight, and he's going to take this thing down.
Maybe they should have had the breakfast machine sound going right here during this montage from Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he has the little breakfast thing.
With, what do you call that kind of machine, with all the crazy stuff that,
So
whatever.
if he still had some bullets left, he wouldn't have to use those bow and arrows.
Well, no, again, this is kind of like the idea between Return of the Jedi, why the Ewoks take out the Empire. It's like using natural stuff, and the Mother Nature almost conquers the supernatural. Because that's one of the things with writing. You have nature versus man, or man versus nature, man versus man versus supernatural, and this is almost him going back to nature to take out kind of the. I guess a predator counts as supernatural. It's sort of aliens fall into that category. So. This is all like 9th grade writing that I'm talking about here, by the way.
Really goofed that one.
You can tell which one was Bill Duke's skull.
It's got like this big,
A huge hole right in the
side of
skull.
it.
Look at how he like caresses him though. He loves it. This is pretty much like me with. That's pretty much like me with my Transformers though. I just sit and caress their edges.
Just caress them.
Yeah, I like the way it feels on my face, and it's so good for my skin.
What they didn't tell you, instead of harming Mud for this scene, he just used his own feces.
Oh, dude.
I smell
That changes the whole scene. I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
I smell pretty.
Pretty and witty and gay. He looks like a shaving commercial with that move along his jaw.
No, the shaving commercial was earlier. The dude cut himself.
Oh yeah, Bill Duke had the
These
shaving
guys are
commercial.
The worst shavers in the history of cinematic universe.
Wait, Will, stay.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss the big part where he screams like a man.
Well, at least he's screaming like a man.
It's time for a bathroom break. We are definitely not editing these at all, so. But this is so cool. Like, I love the fact that he doesn't even say anything. He just challenges it like this. It's like a total Conan thing to do. Like, I swear he just went full Conan in this part.
Going all gun ho.
He actually speaks predator. That translates to.
He's learned his language. This is cool. Like, he's using this thing to sharpen his knife or something, I guess. You look at
The
that.
laser.
Yeah.
Oh, heated up, right?
Yeah, maybe he's heating it up so it'll cut better or something. Who knows?
That way he can keep him alive. It cauterizes the wound instantly.
Yes, he drinks the blood of his enemies and hears the lamentations of their women and children.
Should have just given him a Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
Don't worry, he just hit up, down, left, right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like stars.
He's got 30 guys.
Dude, he's so wicked with that bow. This is like Hunger Games, but
Not hot.
If there's anything that movies have taught me, especially lately, is that the bow and arrow is the most dangerous weapon man ever created.
definitely.
Literally,
The
you've
only
never
difference
played
between
War
this
of
and the
Darkness.
Hunger Games
But-
is Arnold Schwarzenegger's fucking hot.
Take that, Jennifer Lawrence.
Take that, J-Law.
That's what you get. So here's Bill Duke. No, wait, that's actually Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry.
Bill Duke.
I'm sorry. It looks like he's wearing blackface for just a second. It's horrible.
So if black people do whiteface, then is it racist too? Like,
No, it is hilarious.
or is it just being a ghost?
No, that movie White Chicks was the single most racist movie. No, I love this how he's watching for it, but then it comes up right behind him. And look at the look on his eyes. I love the look on his eyes right here. Look how they just get wider and then slowly move over. Watch.
the twitch.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's so great. It's right there. It's right on him and
He's
it
like
doesn't
a
even
little
see
iguana,
him.
is just chilling there.
Yeah, and it's so good. And he's just like, oh crap, what do I do? It's like
I'ma fuck
literally
it.
right there. Yeah. I love it. It's seriously the coolest thing. Oh man. So now that he's this close to, he's like, oh, I gotta get out of here.
Did you just touch my ass?
Yeah, and now this Schwarzenegger becomes a tree hugger. There you go.
Watch out for that tree!
George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
Dude, his eyes are redder than Kevin Smith's in the morning.
Weed joke.
Yeah.
What,
One
he's-
of those things.
Wait, does he actually still have his watch on?
He's got to know the time of death when he freaking roasted that little puppy. I killed it at
Yeah.
11 o'clock. I will
20
eat that baby for
2,300
every day.
hours.
I don't think I'd want to eat anything with green blood.
Yeah, it probably tastes like antifreeze with that bitter guard.
You never know. It could taste like sour apple.
Ooh, that's
That
Again, I hear antifreeze tastes good.
was
Not gonna
the
try that.
worst, like,
I know.
bow grenade
Bo-
ever.
Bow and arrow. Yeah, like one of the,
Just
the
like-
Dukes of Hazzard could have shot a better arrow with dynamite attached to it. Well, but still, I mean, that being said, it's an 80s movie. They didn't have computer arrows like Legolas, you know. But look at that. Like, I love how it's, the Predator's just pissed. It's just like, screw this. I'm just going to shoot everything until something falls dead.
Didn't he learn anything when they did that? It doesn't work.
Yeah, it almost kind of works.
Well, what kind of worked on the Predator? They hit him.
That's a good point. About how the tables have turned.
It's weird how these. Oh, he got him. Oh, Arnold,
there he
Arnie
goes.
falls.
He's got leaves attached to him. Now it looks like he's tarred and feathered.
How does the
Right
Predator
now
see
he's
him?
probably really regretting this. Like, I should have gone to the chopper too. It looks like he's been drinking Hawaiian Punch with all that red coming out of his mouth. Yeah, so now he doesn't have a cloaking device. And Schwarzenegger, I think, like, because he's bleeding and he has wounds, the thing can kind of track him.
Yeah, you can like smell the blood and whatnot.
They never call these things anything except predators. Like, at least on Aliens, they call them xenomorphs. But the predators are just predators, right?
Maybe we should come up with our own name for it.
I bet Dark Horse has something in their catalog for it. Oh, this is great, though. I love this little gag.
Chase scene.
Well, so he's walking away, but then he realizes it's in front of him, and it's like, where do I go? He's stuck on a bridge.
Possum.
Seriously, look how cool the Predator looks. I mean,
You can actually see his skin in this portion because he's like stripped some of his camo,
right.
and it's kind of got like that yellow hue to him almost.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks alien.
Why the alien
Kinda
wear fishnet stockings?
Because it's sexy.
Because it's really hot on his planet, alright? Like, it's totally in fashion.
Because he's so confident with his hunting abilities that
Gotcha.
he doesn't need any camouflage.
Fishnets are so hot right now. Hansel.
Well, the funny thing is, I just barely figured out fishnet stockings and hookers wore them right when I saw this movie.
So you equated, why is a space hooker hunting Schwarzenegger?
The thought did not cross my mind.
Wait, why is he... So he made a spear out of his knife. Why didn't he just use his knife?
Right?
I guess, I mean, maybe you have reach?
Yeah, it's reach. That's actually a hunting technique. You want reach.
His hair looks awesome right now, by the way.
Yeah.
At this point, this isn't mud on him anymore. It's just his own sweat and dirt. Like I said, 80s action heroes sweat, you know, heavy-duty motor oil.
Ah, snap. Uses his magical triangle to zoom in on the rock as a distraction.
Magic is only science we don't understand yet, Will.
Futuristic capabilities. This is
You're
looking
not
pretty
exactly
dope.
sure what the Predator is looking at this point, but somehow this exploding spear gets him.
Yeah,
And
why
it really
did that
pisses him off.
explode?
Because it had a explodey thing on the end of it. But this is cool. See, it does this with them where it leads them into a trap with the blood. Like it uses, like real hunting techniques. It's totally cat and mouse with these guys. They keep turning the
Definitely.
tables on each other. So that's another good thing with writing. You have reversals all the time. So now Schwarzenegger's winning, but now this guy's winning, but now this guy's winning. That's like how Dragon Ball Z or any of these things do fights.
Oh, yeah,
Again,
definitely.
it's what makes this movie cool. It's why it works.
If it was all one-sided, then it wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah, then it'd be a crap movie. And it's like a football game. You never like it when you know exactly who's going to win.
Unless
it's
it's Packers, yeah.
okay.
Unless we're tearing people down. That is just gratifying.
Packers! Oh, somebody's car is leaking coolant.
Look at
I must
what happened
find
to
the
all
car
these
and
poor
wonder.
little glow bugs. Like,
Oh, sad.
they took off their thorax and squished it all over the rocks
Maybe
just
if
to set Arnold Schwarzenegger into a trap.
Maybe Schwarzenegger would remain more hidden if he didn't open his eyes so wide, because they stand out pretty good.
Oh, definitely. That, and I think he farted back there. I'm pretty sure Predator can smell that.
Yeah, that's how he finds him right here.
You got a load in your pants and I'm gonna track you.
I bet keeping the mud looking the same and like keeping it consistent from shot to shot was really hard.
It's like, oh shit.
Is that a scrotum? Is that like a
He's like,
kangaroo
I'm just gonna
balls?
leave my balls right here.
I guess it was a grenade. It looks like it exploded right under his own butt.
No, see, he lit the match and then he
And then
farted.
farted. Sure.
Dude, worst gymnast ever. Like, if he doesn't go for those offset bars again and nail it, then I'm feeding him to the Predator.
An alien torpedo blew the branch off. What do you
Just trying to
want?
stick the last one.
All right, so
Mother
obviously,
Russia.
wait, so obviously all the now his mud is all gone because the water washes all off. But here comes my favorite shot of the movie, my most favorite one.
Oh,
Everybody
because it
watch.
washes off the mud and you can see all those rippling muscles. Ah.
No, it's not that.
Arnold's crawling out.
Right here, as the camera pans up.
When
you
he
see how
uses
it's got the
backing
claws.
claws.
Thing. Yeah, and he's got him in the neck, and it's just like he's got him, man. Like he's got this guy's number.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger has all but bought the farm, right? And like,
He
I love
should've
how it
bought
just
the farm.
looks him in the eyes. It's so cool. And it's like not even just looking him in the eyes, but look how deep into him it can see. It's like literally looking into his soul.
I think you said that wrong. It's skull. Skull, Mike. Skull. That's why it has no nose.
Touche, Will. Touche. So I love how it kind of walks around, and you can almost hear it going like, "All right, let's do this then."
Yeah, his
You think
body
you're
language
so
is
tough?
saying, hand to hand, let's go.
I think they're hiding his feet in the water because you can almost see the shoes that he's wearing. But
Yeah.
again, I said this is an awesome movie. I didn't say it was a perfect movie. So
Here comes
this
the
is
mask.
great. I love the slow reveal here, and the fact that it's
That's why he's been hitting the vape with the weed all this time. He releases those.
That's
things
why
and
he
he's
sees
like,
all those crazy
"Oh,
colors.
Snap.
That's why his vision is the way it is.
He's like, I gotta get sober for this part, okay? No more hitting this. Take off my awesome gas mask.
Whoa! I gotta get sober for this.
No more vaping.
I will never be able to watch this
At
movie
least
the
he's got a
same
cooler
again.
vape than all these other people that look like they're putting dicks in their mouths. You know? Just kidding. Just kidding. Sean does it.
Oh, the look on Sean's face. I think you might not ever be invited back.
You guys aren't invited back.
Look at the print.
Holy hell! This
Listen.
reminds me of my first date.
Is that what you said when you saw your first date too?
Yeah.
You are one ugly
It's like you take out the pants and
motherfucker.
it's like, ah!
Yeah.
Ah, it's the Predator! I don't know. I think Troy Polamalu could take this guy.
Oh, here's another best line. Bad idea.
Don't you think this whole thing was a bad idea? I mean, you like lost everybody.
Could have gone to the chopper. It looks so big and menacing, though. I love it, man. It's seriously freaky. Oh, and the look it gives him right here, where it just kind of twitches where he hit him. Kind of flexes it. It's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Come on, he gave him a black eye.
Bam! Oh. I was gonna say I think it looked like that before, but now that you mention it, I bet the Predator likes putting on makeup. It's a transvestite Predator.
Right? It's already walking around fishnet.
It's an action vent transvestite Predator.
I'm pretty sure, like, he comes from Transylvania from the planet Transvestite, just like Tim Curry did in Rocky
Exactly.
Horror.
All right.
Which there's
Actually,
nothing
same race.
wrong with being, transsexual. That's fine.
This is what Tim Curry turns into when you feed him after midnight.
When he's hungry, he turns into Predator. When he's pissed off, he turns into Darkness. And when,
Yeah.
and when he's drunk, he turns into the pirate from Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh, I was gonna say the bellhop from Home Alone 2. They're both just as scary.
Well, he also was the butler in Clue as well.
Yeah.
so-
Oh, I gotta see Clue again.
Yeah.
Oh, he also most recently did the voice of Emperor Palpatine on Clone Wars.
No, wait, he did Palp's voice?
After the original guy died, like in the last season. I think he just did it for the last season.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did a great job though. Smashing job.
Okay, we've got Arnie just like crawling away, leading him through what looks like a trap.
Because apparently he looks like a booby, so he's going to put him in a trap. It's
Oh,
cool.
there goes his claws. Snick!
Yes. Someone thinks he's Wolverine.
If you guys know what Dakin's claws look like, these are about the same, minus the one that comes out of the wrist.
Oh, that's true. He's totally got Dakin claws or X-23.
Or X-23 claws, very true. I guess Armor can do her little claws, but they like turn out all tiny on her armor.
That's true. Yeah.
Do it!
I knew this was a gay movie.
Come on, I'm here. Totally changes the context of that. I like how the Predator looks at him like this. He's just like, yeah, I'll just go this way.
He's like, I ain't that dumb, you kidding me?
And the look on Schwarzenegger's face, he's like, oh, crap. Oh, but this is such smart thinking, though. I remember as a kid thinking, like, oh, nice. I didn't even think of that.
Backup trap.
Yeah, but he just notices it. Like, it's totally spur of the moment. He's like, oh, cool, I can do this. It's a
Yeah.
great setup, because they totally set that up when he
Judo
was doing
kick.
the judo chip. Judo chop.
Squash.
And again, trees defeat all.
This was almost like 127 hours.
Actually, you can almost look at it like the spirit of the guy who got hit by that log originally. Came back to help Arnold at the last minute, like Goku helping Gohan defeat Cell.
Use the power of the trees. This is Fungoli.
Don't be hasty. Oh, I love how it's still alive, so you're all like, oh crap, is it going to keep going? Like, because that's what makes Terminator fun, is that you just can't kill it, and it just keeps coming no matter what. But you're like, oh, no, it's pretty much dead. It's spitting up blood.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Seeing Arnold hold that rock above his head like that just reminds me of like the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey when the monolith shows up and all the monkeys learn how to like beat each other.
Well, I think they learned how to use tools more specifically. But yeah, that pretty much led to them beating each other up. Poor Predator looks like he's taking a shot to the face, and he's liking it too, for the
I
expression
should
on
drink
it.
way too much Monster Energy drink.
Yeah. It's like that old Ecto Kool-Aid from the 80s that after Ghostbusters came out.
Definitely, Slimer totally hit him with a cum shot.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Bukkake!
Again, because this movie's rated R, we're allowed to say stuff like that. All right, so get over it.
Like I said, when we do something like Frozen,
We'll keep it more. Well, no, Frozen, we got to go like NC-17. So, the fact that he's mimicking the first generation American guys, like crazy laugh.
oh yeah, definitely.
It's so freaky, man. It's such a great ending, though.
That always reminds me of
And
the
the-
laugh from Thriller, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's totally the laugh from
Definitely.
Thriller.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but the fact that he has to run away is so Metroid. Like, what was it in the 80s with you beat the boss, now you have to escape from the base before it explodes all around you?
Minus the fact that he's not Samus Aran.
Nah,
Fun little fact, everyone, in case you didn't know, Metroid, Samus Aran is a blonde woman, which you probably know from Super Smash Brothers now, but yeah.
Really? That's how you learned it? I learned it by beating the original Metroid.
Yeah,
on
that's how I
Nintendo.
learned it. But when I
Okay.
saw it like in the Super Smash Brothers.
That guy's the Predator. He's the guy that was in the Predator suit. That's
Oh,
the actor
no
that
way,
plays
the-
him.
The
Yeah.
helicopter guy, helicopter
Yeah,
pilot.
with the sunglasses there, yeah.
See, that's why I didn't go to the chopper. You You knew
See
he wasn't
that?
safe there.
Even the puff of smoke wasn't freaking.
No, the chopper comes out okay, except everyone's got radiation poisoning by now, I'm sure.
definitely.
Well, if I...
And that's how he gets a baby in Junior. Radiation poisoning.
All Schwarzenegger
and
movies are
then he
linked.
gives birth to Danny DeVito, who grows really fast, and there's twins.
But it's not until... but that doesn't happen until he learns to love by taking care of a class of kindergartners after saving John Connor.
John Connor.
I know now why you cry.
He's something I can never do. This would have been the time for him to say that line. I need a vacation.
I wish this was the Danny Glover one. That way he could pull the whole "I'm too old for this shit"
Yeah.
line.
I'm sure he says that in Predator 2. I haven't watched Predator 2 nearly as much as this one, but maybe we'll do another one for that. No, so again, in true 80s hero fashion, or 80s movie fashion, I mean, the movie gives like no further explanations. You get nothing about what happens to him after
The
this.
green screen background
Yeah.
looks like shit.
yeah. But the movie just kind of ends. It's not even that it ends, it just kind of stops.
It zooms into his glistening eyes as one manly tear flows down from his face, and then he farts.
My world
And the
will
book-
never
and
be
then
the
it's
same.
It looks like those hills are almost on fire right there.
They probably still are from that nuke that just went
Right?
off. Anyway, okay, so here come the cheesy 80s credits, where they all turn to the camera and smile. I'm Richard
Oh,
Chavez.
that guy winked.
Almost as
Oh,
bad.
that dude's got a comic book right on.
Yeah,
That's a
Sergeant
DC
Rock.
comic book.
Yeah,
Sergeant
yeah.
Rock.
That's hilarious. He's laughing big time. Oh,
Blaine is Jesse
Got a-
Ventura.
he's got a big dip in.
Harold just keeps saying it. Mac Bill Duke drinks on the job.
Hi, I like being a prisoner
Anna
with my...
Elvira Carrillo,
wrist-
abducted but still smiling.
I know, right?
Dylan as Carl Weathers as Dylan.
Go fight
Catches
Rocky now.
guns.
And Schwarzenegger, who apparently refused to turn and pose for the camera. They
Way
just still
too
a shot
cool.
from later. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, everybody. That's a good sense of what you're getting yourself into if you back us on our Kickstarter program for our new podcast.
Endless hours of entertainment await you ahead. Kevin Peter Hall, that was the guy's name. Sorry,
I actually
anyway.
know a Kevin Hall. Weird.
Wonder if it's the same guy.
He just doesn't age at all. He just stays the same age. There's a freaking painting of him just getting hideous, more and more hideous over the ages.
He probably looks more like a predator now than ever.
Oh, definitely.
No, actually, I think Kevin Peter Hall died in the last few years.
Oh.
Or either that, or he moved to Utah and he's now your friend.
No, that's Kevin. That's Katherine Heigl.
Oh, yeah. She looks like the predator.
She lives in Utah too.
Oh.
Weird story.
Well, yeah, that's what you get with Will and Mike explain the movie verse, and we hope that you will join us for many other movies to come. Until then, the balcony is yours. Sorry, I stole that from Siskel and Ebert. We got to figure out some other better tagline. Some people have "Enjoy your burrito."
Yeah, I like
Some
enjoy
people.
that. We were using "May the Schwartz be with you." I don't know about that. I heard another podcast where somebody was saying Han shot first. I'm like, way to be so typical. Like, I said that sometime in this
Yeah,
podcast.
because no nerd has ever thought about
Uh,
that in the last 15 years.
If you want some behind the scenes footage of any of the things we do, look for the hashtag House of Cats. I'm Will at HalfCatTheMan on Twitter. Mike's not on Twitter, but you can catch him on Facebook.
Yeah, and just for fun too, one of our sort of unofficial sponsors, check out MatthewArt.com, because he's helping us with our logo. He's a fantastic artist. He's professional with Disney, who's done a lot of children's books. Please check out his stuff. You might also remember it if you think of it like MattTheWart.com, because that's what it looks like with MatthewArt.com. But
Matthew Art.
check out his website. You won't be disappointed with what you find.
We're going to plug our favorite comic book store while we're here. Couple free plugs just to